In the next few examples, we're going to look at logarithmic models. In a logarithmic model is something in the form y equals a plus b times ln x, or y equals a plus b log x. And over here, we can see a sketch of what this type of model would look like. So in a logarithmic model, you have a period of rapid increase, which would be this portion here, followed by a period when there's slower growth. But growth continues on forever in these models. The function is going to pass through the point 1a because we have a plus b times ln x and a plus b log x. And b, the value of b, controls the rate of growth. So the first model that we're going to look at is the Richter scale. So the Richter scale is a common method used to measure the intensity of an earthquake. The scale converts seismographic readings into numbers that offer an easy reference for measuring the magnitude, in this case will be called R, of an earthquake. And the model is that the magnitude of an earthquake, R, is equal to the log of I over I naught. In this model, I naught is set to 1. Our textbook uses it this way, so I put it here in the notes. All earthquakes are compared to the minimum level earthquake that could be measured, I naught, which we're going to set to be 1. Okay, intensity is a measure of the wave energy of the earthquake. So we're going to try to use this model in a couple different ways. In example 6, we're asked to find the magnitude R of the 1906 San Francisco earthquake if its intensity measured 7,943,000. So we're going to go ahead and use this model. R is equal to the log of the intensity, which we're given as 7,943,000, divided by I naught, that's that reference level, which is set to 1. And so R is equal to the log of 7,943,000. And if you enter that into your calculator, you will find out that the scale, the measure of this, the magnitude of this earthquake is 6.9. Example 7, find the intensity of an earthquake measuring 5.2 on the Richter scale. So in this case, we're finding the intensity given R. So now we have, we know R is equal to log of I over I naught. That's our model. And R is going to be 5.2. That's going to be the log of I naught is 1. And to figure out what I is, we need to undo this log. I'm going to go ahead. You could just either write this in exponential form or exponentiate both sides. I'll exponentiate both sides. So we're going to get 10 to the 5.2. And on the right side of the equation, I'm undoing the log, so I'm just left with I. So 10 to the 5.2, if you enter that in your calculator, you'll find out that it is 158,489. The last example I think is quite interesting, and I hope it's something that you can take away with you about this lesson. So how many times greater is the intensity of an earthquake that measured 6 on the Richter scale, 6 versus an earthquake that measures 5 on the Richter scale? So let's set this up. So first we're going to say if R is 6, we're going to find I. So using our model, we'll have 6 is equal to the log of I over I naught. So it's log of I over 1. And to undo the exponential here, we can rewrite this in, undo the log, I'm sorry, we can write this in exponential form. So this base to the other side equals next to, so 10 to the 6 is equal to I. We're going to repeat the same problem, except now we're going to let R be 5. So R is 5. In this case, we'll get 5 equals the log of I over I naught, which is 1. And then we will rewrite this in exponential form, so we'll get 10 to the 5th is equal to I. So if the magnitude is 5, the intensity is 10 to the 5th. If the magnitude is 6 on the Richter scale, the intensity is 10 to the 6th. So how do these two compare? So we can say that the magnitude of 6 on the Richter scale is 10 times more powerful, because the intensity is 10 times as great, than an earthquake with a magnitude of 5 on the Richter scale. So, and then we're asked, is this comparison the same for every 1 unit change in intensity? And the answer to this question is yes. Each increase of one unit on the Richter scale corresponds with a 10-fold increase in intensity. And if we increased by 2 units on the Richter scale, that would correspond with 100 times increase in intensity of an earthquake. So when you hear a news report about the magnitudes of earthquakes, you can get a sense of their relative size by realizing or remembering that this is a logarithmic scale.